What's going on, guys? OneEyedBandit back again with yet another video talking about more Dragon Ball FighterZ, and today we are going to be doing yet another tier list. And while I'm editing this, it has come to my attention that while I was making this tier list, I noticed that the tier list maker didn't actually include Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta or Baby Vegeta. So I'm going to let you know right now that I have them both in high A tier as well, probably like right after Bardock. I think both of these characters are excellent and amazing. Obviously, they both have their flaws, but I think they're both still really good. But yeah, back to the tier list. Now, I actually haven't done a tier list in quite some time, but I figured, since this is basically right now what we can potentially call the end of Dragon Ball FighterZ at this current point in time, these are what we get. This is what we get. And I will say I have S tier ordered. I for sure have S tier ordered, and I think it's a no-brainer, right? Gotenks is definitely number one this season. His Ghost Oki, amazing. I've always thought this character was really good, and Ghost Oki on top of that, he already had it, and now he has the damage, the mix-up. He has everything in his toolkit now, especially, and that is what is having him be tippity top tier right now. Just amazing, right? Obviously we have Z Broly, and I can say that these top three can be kind of interchangeable depending on the situation with Z Broly, Android 21, as well as Gotenks. But I think I have it this way because Z Broly has always been a menace to me. Now, or I guess I'll put the disclaimer here right now that this is definitely my tier list, my opinions, and maybe I'm a bit biased. So Z Broly has always been a menace for me, and he's always been hard to deal with. The barrier, being the best zoner and grappler in the game at the same time, it's absolutely ridiculous. He has the fastest command grab in the game. The character's just nuts. There's not much to say about him. Android 21 is one of those characters to me that has always also been good, but with the little bit of buffs here and there that have finally gotten her to this sweet spot, people are starting to understand how she is truly really good. And yeah, she is amazing this season. A lot of people have picked her up lately, and her mix-up is absolutely nuts. She knows what, she's crazy. She's crazy. Big buttons, command grabs, different moves by getting moves from other characters, just absolutely nuts. And if you haven't tried her out, I think you definitely should, because she's gonna be crazy for the remainder of this season, honestly. Kid Buu, there's not much to say about him. He got nerfed recently, a damage nerf, so he doesn't do as much damage with his supers, I believe. And that was telling. That told everybody that they just don't know how to nerf this character properly. This character has been in the top tiers since the game has come out, and there's no true nerfing of him, so not much needs to be said. And then UI Goku, again, this character was top tier, obviously, until he got nerfed. He's still top tier, honestly. He still has that crazy jab. All they did was take away some of his more ridiculous options that just didn't need to be had. And with that, now he's more of a settled down character, and people know how to properly deal with him a little bit better now. So I think his spot is still good. So that's my top five. Definitely a good top five. And then we move on to A tier, which is, I'm not gonna say ordered, not necessarily. Here and there I definitely did, but obviously I gotta put my boy Bardock, who will always be top tier. He's another one of those characters that kind of hard for them to nerf without actually murdering him. He's always been top tier ever since he came out. Now, some of the nerfs that he got hurt him a little bit, but not much. Every time he received a nerf, someone over at ArcSys definitely felt that they loved this character, so they would give him something else crazy, like Bardock B, for instance. That was so amazing that still kept him in that top tier category. But the thing about Bardock is, as you can see all the characters above him, it's not that he's like, it's not that he's getting worse. It's just that characters are just getting better. So he started to stay kind of stagnant, even though he's always been good. You know, with he has good buttons. He has plus on block move. I'm not gonna say a good key blast. It's one key blast, good for baiting stuff and shit like that. But good enough, right? So his toolkit has stayed the same. It's just that other people's toolkits are just getting better, and I think that's the main problem with Bardock. Base Vegeta and Blue Goku, to me, I've said this before, but I'll say it again. I honestly think these characters they're literally the same character. They both have loops in the corner. They both kind of have that same game plan with annoying you with a key blast until you decide to super dash. Goku Blue's mix is a little bit different, kind of have to spin bar for it, but he also has that built-in mix where his 5L is a low and his 5LLL is a high. Granted, it's slow as hell, you can punish it, yada yada yada, but he has that about him. His EX shoulder bash is way better than Vegeta's EX rocket kick. Both of them are side switching. EX Vegeta's got nerfed, so it's not a -4 frame reversal anymore, which did hurt him. Blue Goku, he still has his, and it recovers hella fast, like super fast. If you like base Vegeta, I think you would like Blue Goku as well, because their game plan is almost literally the same. To me, they've been the same character for quite some time. Base Goku, best anchor in the game, easily one of them at least. Top 3 for sure. Base Goku, Z Broly, as well as what's that other guy's name? Base Goku, Z Broly, and there's somebody else on here that is definitely a great anchor, and I can't think of them right now for whatever reason, but definitely top 3. So it is what it is. Team Gohan is there. Team Gohan's always been really good. As you can see, A tier is just those guys, man. Those guys that they're consistent with the right assist and the right team backing them. They're great. They are always going to be great. Crazy how Jiren has made that leap from one of the worst characters in the game to now being one of the best characters in the game. Same thing with Beerus. He has risen to be a lot better than people thought he was, which is, you know, shout out to him. Master Roshi's one of those characters, very technical, but also very good. Again, he's just last just because I put him last. I stopped ordering it kind of after Bardock, really, honestly. But then we move on to B tier. B tier is those guys that a little bit more work and they could be snapped. It's funny because at the beginning of season 3, people were talking about how Trunks was just boom, tippity top tier, along with Frieza, and you see where Frieza's at. But people started to realize, all right, Trunks, you don't have a hard knockdown, very hard to get your level 3 off. Your mix is insane, but you got to know how to actually do the mix, yada yada yada. Adult Gohan, one of those characters that kind of have fallen from high grace. He was really, really good, but his neutral is very lacking. Yamcha, the EX Wolfang Fist nerf kind of hurt him a little bit, so that bumped him down. Super Saiyan Vegeta's always been solid, but you know, he could use some buffs. DBS Broly struggles from slow buttons. Janemba, good character, just not. I don't know what else he needs to get him up there. Blue Vegeta I've always thought was kind of whack, even though I love the character. I call him my like sleeper character. It's a character that I play, my guilty pleasure character, a character that I always go back to every now and then. TN, basic as hell, just needs just a little bit more. Like I said, B tier is those characters that just need that little bit more and they could be amazing. Obviously the yikes tier are characters that have Super Saiyan Goku has fallen from super high grace. Man, he used to be amazing, but 1-2M nerf hurt him really, really bad, which is actually nuts when you think about it. Frieza, not much needs to be said about him. He's hurting. Videl, actually, I wouldn't even say I'd put her in yikes. I'd probably put her up there in B. It's just that not having that reflect will always leave her with these consequences, just sitting right here in pain. Her mix can be really, really good with a real good assist behind her, and if you know how to play her, but she is just lacking. Goku Black, another character that's just hurting. He's been the same since the game came out, damn near. He hasn't had much change to his kit at all. Zamasu, there's so many changes he could use. Blue Gogeta, they buffed him a little bit and it was decent, but he could still use a lot more. Funny how he's one of those characters that has almost a full move list, but those moves just, they're not on the same level as a UI Goku who has a full move list, right? And then of course I have my I don't know tier, because these are characters that I will never touch. I've never picked up before. I've seen people play them and I've seen people be really, really good with them. I've seen what the top tier players have said about them, like Goichi, Feinstad, Ginyu. His stance, like he can be good depending on the situation. Majin Buu, I hear, is actually super top tier. His mix is crazy, but he doesn't have like any 2-touch scenarios. You have to like get 5 touches on your opponent before they die, which does suck. And then you have Nappa, who is actually like a mix-up god or a reset god, and I don't know how to play him. So I mean, if anything, all 3 of these guys would probably go in A tier somewhere. Let me know what you guys think. But anyways guys, that is my Dragon Ball FighterZ season 3.5 tier list. If you agree with it, let me know down in the comment section below. I know every time somebody puts out a tier list, it's the most controversial thing in the world, but this is my tier list. You know, this is my opinion. All these characters are still very, very viable. Like GT Goku, for instance, still a really, really good character. Obviously his A assist got nerfed and that hurt him a lot, but still really good, you know. Vegito, not much needs to be said. Hit is one of those characters I struggle with a lot, and a real good hit player will tell you that the character is snapped. So yeah, but anyways guys, if you enjoyed this tier list video, please like, comment, and subscribe. Please remember that God and anime are always on your side. Please come join the Bandit Army. That is all I got for you. Peace out.